It's just been intensive, and I like how all-encompassing it's been. You know, nothing's taken for granted. I spent about a month and a half working every day with piano teachers, learning by rote, because I've never played piano before, just learning how to play.
And for me, there was French speaking, piano playing, dancing. I've done a lot of classical ballet, so I enjoyed that a lot. Joan Washington, who's an amazing voice coach, she's very specific with each character, and so I would do my work, watching research footage, etc., and we would kind of meet, and she'd have done hers, and we'd create something that would be right in each specific time period for Wallis. Edward was pretty much like an all-rounder, so there was a lot of riding and bagpipe playing.
Went clay pigeon shooting 3 times a week. Full prosthetics.
I think we started at 6 this morning.
Went dancing every day. I was continuously involved in some learning of some discipline, which massively helped.
And really, within all of that, the most important thing is that you kind of learn it and forget it. And then the moment that she can push us to where we need to be dramatically.
The more experience an actor has, the easier it is for me, the director, because then you're just turning a dial. I was lucky to have a lot of people that fit that description.
We're here in Paris in the new model Citroën here.
Okay.
The reclining mode.
Let's go.
Ready to do some more guerrilla filmmaking.
This film is really ambitious. There's so many scenes. I think we have over 40 locations.
We shot in London, and we shot in the countryside of England, we shot in Wales, and we shot in Manhattan, and we shot in Brooklyn, and we shot in Paris, and we shot in the south of France.
Nice, comfy ride. My holiday's about to begin. Woohoo!
I'm looking at because noble and great for this love, what causing to applicate is love.
Cars on the way.
And change the energy.
I know my mommy, she gonna grieve.
Go, let's be productive. We all know the first take's gonna suck anyway, so we might as well shoot. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding.
And he got the money, and he got the talk, and the fancy walk just to suit New York. It's love, it's love alone.
Hold on a second, I'm putting someone's socks on.
Me crown, believe me, Miss Simpson, to renown. He says love, it's love alone.
She made me run about a mile, so today working with her makes me want to kill her. My dad is playing my dad. Dangerous casting, one might say.
I think Ron Lawrence will be terrified of me because I'm a very, very imposing father.
Was bloody beautiful till you working me up.
I did say to James Fox that I was going to get my mum to come and play the Queen, just to balance it up a bit, but my mum's a nurse.
Bill, what are we waiting for? Don't get me upset.
Sugary snack, Foggy, immediately.
What's
So today we're shooting the scene where everyone's watching an old movie and they spice up the cocktails and everyone gets to have a little fun. We're probably gonna have more fun than we should have, but this will be the scene when everybody gets to let loose.
And he got the money, and he got the talk, and the fancy walk just to suit New York. It's love alone, cause King Edward to lead the throne. You can take me throne, you can take me crown. Believe me, Miss Simpson, to renown. He says love alone, cause King Edward to lead the throne.
One of the things that I love, that I'm obsessed with, is camera movement. Because my training is originally as a dancer, when I thought about choreographing the Steadicam, you have to rehearse it. It's an animal. It's a creature that lives on the set.
You need to see him shoving her. She doesn't want to go. I want to see her knees.
There's a lot of movement in my film, which wasn't necessarily intentional, although a lot of the movies that I was inspired by had a lot of movement camera-wise. I also didn't know it at the time, but now when I watch the movie, I say, wow, there's a lot of dancing in my movie, but I also wasn't conscious of that when I was writing the script.
Come a roll up on my mind. I cannot leave Miss Simpson behind.
So there's actual people dancing dancing, and then in some respects, there's a sort of lyricism and a lot of movement to the camera.
Madonna is a very demanding director. So she wants to try a lot of things. She never satisfied with, let's say, conventional type of filmmaking.
Here, following this way, you know what I mean? Where you see the two of them interacting.
Okay, good.
Or here and here.
I think it's better. Yeah. Then they have a real connection.
Let's do that.
I decided to use 16mm as a sort of punctuation to kind of whenever I wanted to go in close for something intimate. And then, of course, we used Super 8 a lot, but more to evoke a feeling of nostalgia, because whenever you see Super 8 footage, you think home movies. Somebody made this on their own. And so we used that as, you know, flashbacks, almost as if somebody else had been filming that stuff.
To see what you can get and what is right for the flashbacks, what is right for this camera, for that camera. And Madonna hired me so I can translate it if she said, oh, I don't know how to do it, but this is what I want.
Let's try one more, and this time be very, very restrained.
I think the major input comes from the director. It's through discussions and days and nights and days and nights.
And there is no stone unturned. Em's read every publication that there's been about Wallis, and I think understands her in a very specific way.
I wanted to give the actors as much information as I could, give them as much guidance and input as I could, and have as much rehearsal as we could.
As soon as I came on board, Emma inundated me with all this wealth of information, you know, and just said, here's Wally, she's in here.
You get emails from her at 2 in the morning, and then you get another one at 6 in the morning. I don't know how she's doing it, because she's not sleeping.
I really like working with Madonna. Is it Madonna? Madge, who knows? What do I call her? She's lovely. She's really good. She gets some very good direct actor's notes.
She would come over and whisper things, you know, little private notes based in emotion, and she had notes that were technical. And that's really a brilliant combination.
I just knew from the first moment that I met her that she needed to tell a story. If you're going to work with somebody, the best reason to do it is because they need to tell it, and that becomes infectious, and then you need to tell it. And then it becomes an incredibly important thing.
She's so down to earth, and she's so focused on the job in hand. And, you know, who better to analyse the joys and the pitfalls of celebrity and living in the public eye than Madonna, for God's sakes. She has an insight that very few people on this planet do.
And what? Cut! Great.
All right, cut it.
I had the most amazing Steadicam operator.
I'm not your Steadicam.
I had the most talented cinematographer, the greatest costume designer, hair and makeup, production designer. I had an amazing crew. And when you surround yourself with great people, you're going to rise up if you just pay attention. If people walk out of the theater and go, wow, I didn't know that about the Duke and the Duchess, or I didn't know that about Wallis Simpson, or I didn't think that way, or, you know, I was in a relationship like that I couldn't get out of, or, you know, whatever. If people can connect on any one of those levels, I'll be very happy.